Hi, my name's Natalie Castro, and I'm here interviewing an occupational therapist, and I just have a few questions for her. What is your name,
Yanel Guerra,
title,
occupational therapist.
and what business do you work for?
I work for Pieces of Inspiration outpatient clinic, and I work at a hospital as well.
Okay. Can you briefly describe your job in just a sentence or two?
I, as an occupational therapist, help individuals across the lifespan maximize their independence and everyday activities.
Okay. Why did you choose the career you did?
I kind of really just fell into it. It was one of those things where I graduated with a bachelor's in psych, and I knew I needed to go further and do something else. And I really liked the idea of helping people, and I didn't know exactly what it was. And I observed an occupational therapist and a physical therapist, and really felt that I was more suited for OT at that point.
Okay. What led you to the position that you are in? So, understanding that you have both a job at Memorial and a job with Pieces of Inspiration, what is the difference between the two settings?
They're very different. So at Pieces of Inspiration, I work with children,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an outpatient setting. So they come at a scheduled time, whereas in the hospital setting, it's not so much developmental disabilities that you're working with. It's more physical, degenerative, accidents, strokes, etc. And it's an inpatient rehab setting. So the patients are there anywhere from 1 week to 3 weeks, and they get 3 hours of therapy a day.
Okay. What is the most rewarding part of your career?
I think the most rewarding part of my career, which most therapists would probably say, is when you see the progress. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's not, in the patients or clients you work with, and that can be very gratifying.
Okay, sounds awesome. What is the most frustrating part of your career?
On a daily basis, um, I think as a therapist, it's not so much frustrating, but I think that you need a lot of patience to be a therapist.
Okay. A lot of techniques. Okay. What qualities would you look for for the people that you would hire?
I think that I would look for obviously someone who's professional, who is intrinsically motivated, who probably got into this career choice for, I would probably look at the reason why they did. Yeah, and just somebody who seems motivated overall.
Okay. What does empowerment mean to you?
That's a good question. Empowerment to me means, I guess it can mean taking one's abilities and using them to the best of your advantage, and in this scenario, to help others.
Okay. Can you name a person who has impacted you a great deal, and if so, who and how?
In my personal life or my therapy life, or
Either or.
I would say, okay, since we're speaking about the career, when I was a student and I had to get observation hours before getting to occupational therapy school, I observed at a traumatic brain injury home for 9 women who lived there, and the occupational therapist there was just so amazing, and she was just so experienced in so many things, and she was so compassionate. And that's one of the things that I found that was different from a lot of the other OTs that worked with that population. Because in that population, it's not so much that the client or patient is receptive to what you're doing necessarily, because it's cognitively they may not be there. But she was just did when nobody was looking. It was just, she was so compassionate, and I feel like that's a foundation that I really took after.
Awesome. Okay. How would you describe your work-life balance, and is it satisfying?
Oh man, I do my best. I have fun daily. Okay. So yeah, no, I think as a occupational therapist, we preach work-life balance. That is literally what occupation is. Okay. is to balance all of your different occupations. So I think it's pretty good.
You do well for yourself.
I do well, given the situation.
Would you do anything different if given the opportunity, career-wise?
If I wasn't an occupational therapist, what would I be?
If you were given the opportunity.
Yeah. I really like what I do. But I guess if I were to do something else, I would maybe open up my own business.
Nice. Okay.
I would probably see what I can see myself doing otherwise, but I really like what I do. So.
Okay, awesome. What would you tell someone right out of college with little to no experience in the field who wants to work for your organization or business?
I would say if somebody who's interested in being an OT, get as many volunteer observation hours as possible in different settings.
Okay.
Even if you know that like PEDS is what you want to do, it's really important to know what an occupational therapist does in different settings because you don't know where you're going to end up.
Okay.
You know, and it's important to see because it's so different depending on where you are, and you never know what you might like. You know, so it's just across the board. Like, just get as many observation hours as possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is one thing about your business's resources that you would want the world to know about? So either at the hospital setting or the pediatric office setting.
Business resources?
Yeah. Is there any professionals you collaborate with outside of it?
Obviously within the structure of both the places, we take, I don't know if this is exactly answering your question, but there's an interdisciplinary approach where you collaborate on a daily basis with PTs, speech therapists, obviously your staff, everybody. It takes basically everyone to make anything work. So there are people that are scheduling, obviously, from that to community resources that help donate materials. Obviously, in the hospital setting, collaborate with physicians all the time, nurses, patients and their families here at the clinic as well.
Awesome. Okay. Let me see here. How has the profession changed since you started working in the industry?
I'm a fairly new therapist.
Okay. So has anything changed?
So, there's always, in occupational therapy, there's like an OT language, which is like the framework, and that's always changing. Even when I was in school a few years ago, the actual framework has changed too since then, just like the language. For the most part, I feel like people are now more aware of what occupational therapists do, whereas when we were in school and our professors were telling, they didn't know like 10 years ago, and now people are much more aware of the profession as a whole, but they're still confused. You still have to explain yourself a lot. Yeah.
Okay. How do you spend most of your time during a work week?
The majority of my time would be seeing patients and clients.
Okay.
That's the bulk of it. The other part of it is planning for your sessions. Depending on what it is, researching conditions to see what's appropriate for those sessions. Collaborating with other disciplines about client goals. I would say that's the bulk of it.
Okay. Do you have any organizations that you feel I should be a part of?
I think that an organization like Best Buddies, Big Brothers Big Sisters, anything that basically you're passionate about that you can see yourself doing.
Okay. How best would you say should I network? For any, like, getting into masters or opportunities or job opportunities?
I would say volunteering again would be like the best way because they'll remember, people remember you. I think you're doing a really good job.
Okay. I have an assignment using LinkedIn later this semester. If you are on LinkedIn, may I connect with you?
Sure.
Okay.
I am.
And are there any other tidbits that I should know about being an occupational therapist?
I mean, I love what I do, like I said. Yeah. It's a very rewarding.
You dedicate your whole work week to it.
Yeah. So I feel like after that amount of many years of school, good thing that you love it.
Okay.
And you help people, and it's very rewarding, and yeah, it's a overall very positive career choice, at least in my experience.
Okay. Do you feel that there are any situations that you can be in that would require you to break the rules, and would it be okay?
Yeah, I do. There's instances sometimes where, like, I think of one, like where in the hospital setting, for instance, where there are a lot of the patients are like medically fragile. There are like orders sometimes that the nurses put in or the doctor puts in that they want you to do something for a certain amount of time, and you get to the patient's room and it's just not something that you should do, and it could be an error sometimes. Even there's like a hierarchy of authority, like it is sometimes okay to question like what it is you're doing, like, and it's one of those ethical things. Like if ever you feel like you're doing something that's something you do think it's just not right, you're not. It's usually go with your gut because it's probably not.
And your license.
Yeah, it's really,
okay.
So in any situation, so it's just it's the whole ethical, which you come in contact a lot in any medical profession, really.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I thank you for this interview.
You're welcome.
She's amazing, and I look forward to looking into occupational therapy. So thank you,
Good
Yanel.
luck, Miss
Thank
Sally.
you.